there, it's Crystal Powell from Remax Jazz, and today I'm joined with Sherry Corbitt, mortgage broker. And today we're going to discuss co-signers and how they can be helpful in helping you obtain a house. Sherry, you can take it from there.
Well, in this market, with the prices going up, we are finding that a lot of first-time buyers are requiring co-signers more and more. Another situation that a lot of co-signers are needed is if you're coming from a separation where you're used to a dual income and you want to stay in the same district, or maybe your kids go to school, suddenly you can't afford those prices, so you're going to need a co-signer. So a co-signer needs to be somebody who is okay taking on the responsibility of that mortgage should you not be able to pay. That's what the lender's looking for. They're looking for a good quality person who has decent income, decent credit, and low debt that will help the deal. So with a co-signer, I think the biggest thing to know is we need to know what the co-signer's plans are in the future too. Because if they have a refinance coming up, we're going to suddenly have to let the new lender on their refinance know about this mortgage that they're also responsible for. So we got to look at both sides of that. The other big thing is sometimes, even though they have the best of intentions of bringing a great co-signer to the table, if the person has a high vehicle payments, a high mortgage, has had some credit issues, something like that, they may not qualify. I do find that probably only 50% of the co-signers that somebody brings me actually can help a deal. So let's imagine we have the great co-signers, a great co-signer comes on, and either it's mom or dad, they're going to help with you to get you through the home. Our goal is usually to have them sign on only for the first term of the mortgage with the intention that when you refinance, you can remove them and remove their obligation. At that time, there would be a lawyer fee to do that because you have to remove somebody from title. But yeah, co-signers are definitely the norm these days because house prices are so expensive. And it's hard to get in the market if your income combined is say $80,000 or $90,000. That might not get you into the market right now. So you need the additional support. For the co-signer themselves, I'm happy to have any conversation on the side with you about what that looks like and your responsibilities so that we make sure that we're protecting your side too.
Right. Yeah. So the important thing to think about there is that the co-signer goes through the full credit check that the applicant does. And you also have to look at their future plans, their current picture, and see how that would affect them. Because like you said, if they're going to do a refi next year, they're on the hook sort of for the other mortgage as well. So that's important to consider their future plans as well.
Yeah. And sometimes we also talk about if it's a mom or dad who's co-signing and there's two adult children and you're signing for one, what does that look like obligation wise to the other? Did you want to co-sign for the other one next year? Well, you can't if you're already kind of committed here. However, could we only put the one that you're signing today into a shorter term, maybe a 2-year, because their income is going to increase or whatever the situation is, they're going to be able to be removed. So then mom and dad can do what you do for one, do for the other. So very good questions that we have to go over and explain everybody's obligation so everybody knows what they're signing up for.
Right. Now, and can you explain the difference between a co-signer and a guarantor? Or is there much of a difference?
So guarantors we don't really use anymore.
Okay.
So guarantor used to be that the lender would review everything, ask for the documents, make sure that that person was qualified to step in should they need to, but not be on title for the mortgage, not actually be legally tied to that mortgage. Lenders have stepped away from that because it doesn't give them the protection. It's mainly just a promise that you're okay. Where we can maybe swing some guarantor is in the alternative world. So not the mortgages that would necessarily be with a bank, but the ones that are in the alternative world where we can look at a larger variety of solutions. Those rates are a little bit higher and there's sometimes a setup fee for those type of mortgages. But if that's the solution we need for a 1 or 2 year term before we can take the guarantor off. The benefit of trying to be a guarantor, if we can make it work, is that they are not tied to that property on title. So their own refinance plans or their own purchasing plans in the future are not affected because we don't have to even necessarily say anything about property A. That's, again, why lenders have kind of stepped away from them because they want to know somebody's financial picture. Hey, if you've guarantored 8 different people. So think co-signer.
Yeah, very good, very good. Okay, well, thanks for explaining that difference there because I didn't know that difference. So I'm sure that there's other people as well that do that. Yeah, so thanks for your time. Again, it's Crystal Powell from Remax Jazz. If you have any questions about buying or selling, or just about the market in general, or all things real estate, just call Crystal, 905-263-4412. Thanks again, Sherry.
Thanks.